They're checking for disease. He wants to be a butt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now Tennessee, all I had to do was show the certificate that Don had, and he said, your packages are clear, we're good.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You probably also
Where
have
in
to get
Virginia?
When you, let's see if I get, you want to go back and get another frame? Yeah, or get 2 more. And that way I want you to show me how you spread the frames more. Because you're experienced more.
Oh, I am. I've been doing the same mistakes for 30 years.
I want you to go out here and say, I learned 15 or 16 new things.
Well, we're doing real
She's
well
already
so
on
far.
that. She's ready to go home. Keep on.
Most of the time the head starts swimming.
Yeah.
Now, you know what this stuff here is?
I did my first
This is
one.
glue, propolis. For many years I scraped that off and
propolis, yes.
put it
I'm
on the
sorry,
ground.
I didn't know how to say
Medicine cabinet.
That is $60 a pound.
it. It is.
Okay.
It's good stuff.
All right, come on over here.
I'm getting cough medicine.
Take and pull that feet. Oh, there. All right. I didn't know I had that. Let's put it down one more.
Get them apart, baby.
Separate it? Yeah, get her separated.
There you go.
All right, now, I want you to pretend that I'm not here.
Okay.
Okay. And let's put some extra frames in. Okay, this is the way the hive is. You just open it. Now show me how you inspect that hive.
Okay,
Pull-
well,
pull
I
the first
start by
frame.
taking all of the burr comb
Okay, you
off.
don't want to do that now, right?
And I start by looking down and
Okay.
make sure that there's nothing connecting them because I don't have the wooden frame. I have my own foundation. And I usually start on the end and I go in and separate them on both
Okay, now,
ends.
okay, stop right there now, so you learn. You see how she separated the frames? Okay, now, give me the hive tool. Remember, this is the weakest part? Those hives, those frames are stuck together. The minute you do this, and you seen the glue that was on it, it's gonna bust right down here. Now you're throwing a frame away. See? All right. Here's the proper way. You should get in this end and do this.
Ah,
Separate it like this, then pull it out.
okay.
Basically, you should take, you see there's an inch here. Every hive, whether it's a 5 frame, an 8 frame, or 10 frame, has that. It's made for a queen cage. You separate it apart, you put the queen cage. So what you want to do is center them over to this side and then pull that frame out. Okay? All right, here, get that there. And then just like you're inspecting this hive, pull the frame out and look at it.
Well, because mine,
And show me where you put the frame at after you get that out.
well, for me, I have to do it this way because I don't have the wood. And I inspect it, and I do the same thing, and I inspect the other side.
You'll never spot the queen that way. See, now,
You hold
now
it this way.
she's used to using foundation this. If you take this like this on an angle and look this way, you'll spot it right away. If you look this way, you don't get depth perception.
Well, I think in the process of doing what I do,
Always
I do
turn it
have
slow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't, oh, there's a little beetle. I don't have too much trouble finding the queen, but I think I must have figured that out over the years because initially I spent days looking. So I must have accidentally realized that at an angle is better.
Yeah, if you hold it this way, whenever you inspect the hive, inspect the frame over the hive.
Ah.
Because as you turn it, if the queen falls off, she'll fall in there. But if you do it out here, it's going to hit the ground. Okay? All right, when you pull this first frame out, now you have room to lift your frames. Take this frame out, and when you make sure you look it over good, there's no queen, you set it against the hive that it come out of. Not the next hive.
Can
See,
I
yes.
ask you a question? Why do you put it like that? Why don't you put it on its end?
Why?
Yes, sir.
Because it's more stable this way,
It's
more
stable,
surface. Yeah.
stability. Yes, sir. Okay.
And, you know, I run my hives real close, and this is what you don't want to do. You know why you don't do that?
Right.
no,
mixed
I
up.
don't know why.
If you miss the queen does not like a suntan. So she'll run to the backside And then if you got a queen in here, or if it's queenless, she might run in there and get killed.
So I don't put it next to the hive next to
The
it.
hive to come out of.
Put it in the shady side.
Well, you said don't put it in the sun, is it, so
No,
right now
no,
it's
the
in
queen.
the sun?
The queen. If there's a queen
there's
on
a
here,
queen on
she's
it.
going to run around the back side.
Right, okay.
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 This is not a good
What did
teaching
you say
frame.
this was on the?
That's propolis. That is actually the medicine of the beehive.
Yes, that is wonderful stuff, and so
And
many.
that's where you put it?
What?
on that-
No, they
on
make
this-
I don't put it. The bees do that.
Oh,
It
okay.
fights infection in
Yep.
us as well,
Mhm.
so it
Oh.
can be used to make medicine for us.
Yeah. People that make
How do they
tinctures
know
and
to
stuff.
put it there?
It's a
Bees
glue.
are smarter than us.
It's a glue, and that they use it to seal up any cracks or voids or anything else
Not
like
smarter
that.
Because
than you,
that's the narrow, that's where they come together, so they're filling
Well,
that in.
they're
It's glue.
sealing everything up as much
Yeah,
as they can.
it's glue.
And no more
Now, you
questions?
said don't use glue, does that mean don't make your boxes out of plywood?
Well, I wouldn't make a box out of plywood, but if you don't have nothing else, it's better than nothing.
But-
All glues contain formaldehyde.
Okay, so
And
plywood
formaldehyde
has
is an
glue.
embalming fluid.
Yes, it is.
Plywood has glue, so why use it then, right?
Well, we used to use plywood, but we only used it on the lid. So you've got a hive top feeder, and vapors
This
go
has
up.
glue in it.
Yes, but look where it's at. It's above the bees. Bees
Okay.
don't even come in contact with it. See?
Okay, so it's just for the top.
If you can use regular wood, which
Do
has
it.
some drawbacks to it, you can use that. And I always paint the complete bottom board because you seal all your cracks up. And you never paint the inside of a beehive because then it becomes water repellent. That beehive has to absorb the moisture out of that hive. And we try to run a hole in front and back. See how the propolis, they're building it up?
Yeah.
That was on a hive. They'll close up the door. Too much air or too much ventilation.
How about painting the lid,
Painting
the
lid,
inside of it?
if you paint the lid, you get droplets of moisture here. This one hasn't really been painted right. This should be painted here and an inch in here wherever the brush hits. Because this hangs over the edge and all you're trying to do is preserve wood. Okay. Now, this frame here, can you tell me what's wrong with that frame or you would use it?
Oh, it looks like old. It looks old and,
Well, it's not really that old.
okay.
It's had 2 cycles of brood in it.
Okay. Not very good laying pattern and not much honey on it. I see some pollen, but all of this darkness, I don't use
When you say there's
anything.
not a good laying pattern, you see this dark here? The dark here, anything that's dark, that's a laying pattern. The first thing is wrong is the frame is full of drone comb. This was a starter strip put in.
Ah,
And see,
Show the drone
Keep
cone
going.
again.
bigger
this is
cells.
stretched out comb.
Oh, I
There's a
see.
beehive right at the corner up there. Would you go up there and there's some frames that's got waxing? There's 2 of them. Bring those 2 frames up. That way I want to show you these are, this is okay for what we do. These are drones. But when you start to see this, I want you to look at some frames and then give me that you would use them or not. And I'll tell you the reasoning.
Okay.
This is not bad. When you get the chocolate color or the black looking, that's when you want to replace it. This
Okay.
is really old for us. We run 3 cycles of brood or 4, maybe 4 cycles. See,
Okay.
change out your foundation. That's the life of the hive.
One of the things that I